So just when I think I have been everywhere in Fairhope and I've checked out all the restaurants and I've been to all the parks or whatever the case may be, I come across another place or two that I haven't been to before, and it just blows my mind. It really blows my mind how many great places we have in Lower Alabama and Baldwin County. And today I'm specifically talking about Fairhope. So last week, I went to two different places that I'd never been before, both restaurants, and blown away, loved them both. So I wanted to talk about bagels and shrimp. All right. So there's this place. Now I go to Provision I don't know, 3 or 4 times a week in downtown Fairhope on Section Street. And it just so happens I had heard about this place called Kind, K-I-N-D Cafe. All right. And I heard about bagels, and I love bagels. So I heard about Kind Cafe. So I looked it up, and lo and behold, it's only like 30, 40 yards away from Provision. So I decided, instead of going to Provision that day, I decided to go over to Kind Cafe. And this is a really cool place. Now, it's coffee and bagels and sandwiches and that type of thing, but it's mainly the big idea there is bagels, okay? Now, what makes this great, they are made there, okay? These aren't store-bought, they are made in-house. There are all kinds of flavors. I personally, that day, I had a jalapeno and cheddar bagel, and it was fantastic, and the coffee was great too. But Kind Cafe is a really cool place. Not many people, it doesn't really stand out to you. So if you know, there's this little courtyard. If you're facing Provision off to the left, down a ways past Tamara, all right, there's a little courtyard, and it's right in that courtyard, flanking it, you have Section Street Pizza, and then you have Cactus Cantina. But back in that courtyard, in the back corner, is Kind Cafe. And I'm going to tell you, folks, it is really cool. You walk in, it's very clean and contemporary looking. You feel really good walking in there. The people are very kind, I must say. But Kind Cafe, there's a lot more to it than just bagels and coffee. They reach out to a lot of nonprofits, a lot of local nonprofits in the area. They give back to the community. I went to the website, and their motto or their pledge is to the art of kindness, harboring a spirit of being helpful, generous, and considerate without expecting anything in return. So why would you not want to patronize a place like that? You know, we should give them their business. Plus, the food was really good. The bagels were great. So check it out, Kind Cafe. All right. The other place I went to last week, I was also blown away. Now, this is a perfect example of you can't judge a book by its cover, because there is a restaurant in Fairhope on the southern side of Fairhope on 98. It's when 98 actually goes east and west instead of north and south, down that way. So it's really rural down there. It's like hardly anything down there. There's a gas station, and then this restaurant called Delta Grocery Restaurant. Now, if you ride by there, you might think, okay, well, I barely even recognize or notice it was there. If you go by there all the time, you would start to see it, but it doesn't really stand out. And then if you think, well, what kind of restaurant is this? You might think it's just a good, old country, back roads, rural country restaurant type thing. I'm gonna tell you, you walk in, it is nice. It is really nice. It's not what I expected. Got tall ceilings. The back room has tall ceilings and stained wood and the TVs, and they had a guy playing the guitar there, live music that night. But the food was great. Now I'm calling this whole thing bagels and shrimp only because I had shrimp at Delta Grocery Restaurant, but they had a huge menu, and it's Southern style. type cooking, but it was almost like a New Orleans flair to it. But I had New Orleans style barbecued shrimp, and it was really good. It was over cheese grits, and it had this awesome gravy, shrimp, seafood type gravy. I don't know what it's called. All I know, it was really good. My girlfriend had a hamburger steak, which you would think would be, kind of a boring, plain type of a meal. It actually was excellent. It had a kind of like a charbroil flavor to the meat itself, and the meat was cooked really well, but it had this really deep, rich, dark brown gravy that was super tasty. And her son had fried catfish, and that was also really good too, and had these awesome, I forget what they call them, baby potatoes, or anyway, these little potato wedges that are fried. It was excellent. Anyway, we have some great places in Fairhope to eat. I sell houses for a living, but man, we got to eat. Brothers got to eat. So check these places out. Kind Cafe, next time you're in Fairhope, and Delta Grocery Restaurant. Add them to your things to do list. Talk to you guys later.